What's up, everyone? It's the DeFi dentist. It is focus time. Today, we are scrubbing away all the FUD, the fear, the uncertainty, the doubt about crypto, and polishing up the most bullish scenario heading into 2025. Get ready because this bull run's gonna get you smiling brighter than a new set of veneers. As you can see, I'm pretty happy right now. I think it's because when you go through the hard times and you still invest, when you do what Warren Buffett says to do, which is buy when there's blood in the streets, even if the blood is your own, I mean, you can't help but just be proud of yourself. And I'll be honest, I'm a little proud of myself right now. All right, first, we got some tailwinds that are propelling us into 2025. We have some major US regulatory clarity that's coming. David Sachs, founder of Craft Ventures, likely going to be the new crypto czar. He's a big Solana guy, but he's going to have to clear the way for everybody. And he's also got a legal background. And so this is really going to help him interpret the laws surrounding securities and crypto and just helping to bridge the gap of understanding that the US government that has currently been in charge just clearly didn't understand. Number two, we are about 8 months post halving, and we usually have about 18 months of what we call up only. And it doesn't mean there's not volatility in between, but this is where things really start to heat up. And the question is, at what point are you going to participate, or are you just going to sit this one out? The problem with that thinking that, oh, okay, I'll just wait until it goes down again. You will be entering crypto at a time when things have never been better. Like, the setup is crazy good right now. The US president right now owns about $7 million worth of Ethereum and other DeFi tokens. Even if you just bought what he has, you're likely to have your portfolio protected for the next 4 years at least. So the second thing that you have to think about is institutional adoption. And so right now we're seeing the ETH BTC ratio start to shift in the direction of Ethereum. Now, typically what that means is that people are going risk off with Bitcoin because they've already reached a level where they're in profit, and they're starting to roll those profits into Ethereum. The same thing will happen later on in the bull run when they rotate those profits out of Ethereum into DeFi protocols and altcoins. And that's where things really get ridiculous. It's kind of already ridiculous, but things are really going to ramp up after that. But these institutions, they got to produce yield, right? And I mean, how much could Bitcoin go from here? It could hit 200K. It could hit 150K. So there's 50 to 100% there in that range that they could potentially get for their investors. But what you really want to think about is, what does Ethereum do? Is it going to outpace Bitcoin? And then what are these altcoins going to do? And the DeFi coins going to do? Are they going to outperform Ethereum? And the answer is yes, because as you go down the risk curve, you start to increase the risk, the gains also go up accordingly. But what we're really starting to see is a DeFi renaissance. And so a lot of these protocols exist because they're trying to stay out of government control, stay out of corporate control. And they've actually been quite successful in doing that, even through all of the regulatory scrutiny that they've gotten over the last 4 years or so. This is the reason why DeFi matters, is that DeFi represents freedom money. And if you just look across the globe, there is a case to be made that it isn't just about crypto. It's about freedom in general, the freedom to speak, the freedom to move around and associate with people and to gather. And a lot of the restrictions that the pandemic ushered in is starting to get broken up. And people are starting to realize just how fragile their freedoms can be if they do not put certain things in place, including putting in place how they're going to spend their money if there's an issue. Because even with Coinbase, for example, they're putting limits on what you can take out. This classically happens every single bull run, where they try to throttle the amount of money that can move in and out. And so if you haven't already gotten in, if you're trying to move larger amounts, it's very difficult because they're starting to really clamp down on how much money can move from the individual investor. Because when people start feeling that euphoria, that FOMO, they tend to make more irresponsible decisions and try to dump a lot more money in very quickly. But that's not real DeFi. That's just a corporation holding your money and telling you how much you can move. And so this is not what I'm involved in. I stay outside of those exchanges. Yeah, I may use them to get in, but as soon as I get in, I immediately take it off onto the blockchain directly. That's what real DeFi is. You hold your coins, you are responsible for them. And then you can invest on something called decentralized exchanges where you can buy the coins that you hear about in the news. So speaking of coins that we've been hearing about in the news, guess who made it to the top 5 most traded coins on Uniswap? Take a wild guess. Yes, you would be correct. Hex. I'm telling you guys, you're sleeping on this narrative. You're sleeping on this community who literally has been through the absolute worst and is now having this monstrous resurgence, and they're not even close to their all-time highs yet. But the momentum is there. They have their own chain now, Pulse chain. Everything is moving in their direction. And it's fascinating to think that all you had to do was actually to look at the people and to go with the trend and the culture and the strength and the belief of this community. That was the key to unlocking the understanding of what to do. So let me just say, I'm proud of the Hexicans, the Pulsicans. I mean, there's so much going on right now. It's crazy. And the best part is, it's not something that's just going to end after the bull market. Like, these communities are so hardened, so tough at this point. Bring it on. You know, even if they dropped another 80% in the bear market, they would still stick around. I mean, it is clear now that they are going to survive the next bear market and keep going. These Hexicans staked for 15 years. That is unheard of in crypto. Everybody's trying to make quick money. They're trying to make long money. They're trying to make generational wealth money. And you can't mess with that kind of mentality. Even Charlie Munger has often said, the big money is not in the buying, it's in the waiting. And Hexicans have proven they're willing to wait through anything. And last but not least, you know, when you think about crypto, it's not just about money. It's about everything. It is actually critical for AI as well. And so you're going to see a lot of AI narratives pop up in combination with cryptocurrencies, because the technology that crypto uses is extremely important for AI to tap into. What crypto has done in the digital world, it's allowed us to take pictures and tag it with a token that proves it is an original and that it can't be copied. This is what AI is going to eventually tap into to make sure that we'll know which videos are the original, the real ones. And so you can't think about crypto as just money. You got to see it in the broader scale of things. It is the most secure way to transfer money today. It is the most secure way to guarantee digital scarcity, or to make sure that things can't just be replicated infinitely. And Bitcoin has proved that, but these other technologies do the same thing as well. So when you add it all together, I mean, we are just sitting on a gold mine of value that people have been sleeping on because they just think it's about money and gambling and investing. It's not about that. Crypto is going to be the foundation for the internet. Because think about it, every single piece of content that you create, like, that could just be taken somewhere and your content wouldn't be protected. Anybody could take that content and replicate it a bunch of times and give themselves views and get themselves ad revenue. Well, at some point, there will be a need for this technology to protect even your voice, the ideas you have, the intellectual property you create, you know, your artistry, your life, right? Like, that's going to be critical. That's why crypto is such a long tail investment. Bro, we could hit 10 trillion in the market cap this cycle. The highest we hit last cycle was 3 trillion. We could triple that easily with all of the institutional interest, investment, and the amount of money coming in. We got a very crypto bullish presidential executive team that's coming in. I mean, look out. I think this bull run could be the greatest bull run of our lifetimes. And it kind of has already started. To finish off here, guys, a couple of things to think about. Number one, educate yourselves. I understand that it's exciting and you got questions, but if you're honest with yourself, if you're not looking into it, maybe just stay out of this one, because you're going to get wrecked, because you're going to actually fall victim to a lot of the scams out there because you don't actually know how this stuff works and you haven't played with it. You haven't gotten your hands dirty. Number two, we're already starting to see the rotation from Bitcoin into Ethereum. So if you are going to look at an ecosystem to invest in at this point in the bull market, I'd be more looking into Ethereum than Bitcoin. Also keep an eye on the common narratives, because with this whole new cast of characters coming into the new regime for the United States, pay attention to what's in their bags, because I promise you, they'll be pumping their own bags along the way. And all this regulatory clarity is really going to be huge, because new companies will get built and new companies will try to create better solutions, better experiences for crypto. And this is just going to make more money flood into the system. So hit me up on Instagram if you got questions, but honestly, don't let this bull run catch you by surprise. It might have already caught you by surprise, but that's okay. The second best time to get into anything is right now. So if you're ready to sink your teeth into the 2025 crypto bull run, make sure you click subscribe, follow, comment, get in touch with me. I would love to learn more about where you guys are at so I can make content that's actually helpful for you as you get onto your crypto journey. And as always, just invest in yourself, guys. I'm the DeFi dentist, and I'm out.